Hi, I'm Nate with Average Jack Archery and AverageJackArchery.com. I can finally officially say it. Our website is live. You can shop the products that we carry in our store. So you can see our live inventory of our Matthews, our Elite, our PSC, our Darton bows. You can buy and see our current stock of the Bear Archery bows because we are allowed to sell those online. All of our sites from CBE and Trophy Ridge and Gold Tip arrows and Ultra arrows and Easton and all of our Broadheads and releases and everything that we could possibly imagine that is in our store is now being sold on our website. So if you want to check it out, AverageJackArchery.com. You can shop everything. We are shipping everything in the lower 48. So sorry, Alaska and Hawaii and our international customers for now. Cannot ship to you at this current time. We'll work on that as we get down the road. But yeah, AverageJackArchery.com. If you want to support the shop, if you want to support you know, small business, etc. It's just me and my wife. It's not like I've got like employees to pay. Just keeping the lights on and living the American dream in constant debt and fear for my safety and security financially. But anyway, might have got it. I didn't get it. I think my number was good. It just didn't hold on the spot. That's a fun little shot. Camera's not level. That's fine. We're in my neighbor's woods today, picking up poison ivy and ticks. Also, we are your seller of grit. We can sell grit and tethered products online as well. AverageJackArchery.com. So check that out. Ship, like I said, anywhere in the lower 48. $100 and up ships free. Anything lower than that ships for $7.50 flat rate. We have our hats on here as well. So all of the colors and whatever. Richardson 112s. Best hat out there. You can't ignore it. We'll get all of our apparel and all the extra stuff. We have a few items still to add, but right now she's basically cocked, locked, and ready to rock. AverageJackArchery.com. You can check out with a credit card, debit card, PayPal, Venmo, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Pigeon Pay. That's not a real thing. Technical shots like this are what get me. Short distance under 35 yards. That's what'll screw you up in the judging world when you're used to shooting out to 50. And most of your targets live between 40 and 50. But as cool as the news is that we are live with our website, today I want to talk about fletching choice. 3 fletch, 4 fletch, high profile, 2 inch, 2.5 inch, 2 1/4, 3 inch, all that fun stuff. I covered in another video, which I'll link in the description below, left helical, right helical. Not here to talk about that today. Here to talk about fletching choice, doesn't matter, and my personal preferences for this year anyway. Got this branch in the way, flopping around in the breeze. Got there quick. Nope, I piped it. Yeah, better have piped it. It was only like 31 yards away. Got in the top half of it. Tired of being in these weeds. Let's get out of this. There's about 8 bazillion different choices of fletching out there from about 27,000 different manufacturers, it seems. And I've pretty much shot it all at one point or another for a lot of different reasons. Hunting, 3D, indoor, whatever. And if you can tell from what I currently have my Ultra 27s fletched with, I've kind of come back to the old tried and true. But I do want to go through a lot of the different options that are out there. This is the fun little lane I'm shooting through. Hey, there's a little black top of the target right there. It's a little Mackenzie third core. Oh, there's greenery in the way. There's a big rock pit right there. So that's what I was kind of judging through and shooting through. So that was a fun little shot. Trying to aim at the center of the IBO 11 inside that insert without whacking all the green along the way. So I think your king of the mountain still is going to be your 2-inch high profile Blazer style vane, right? So Blazer is going to be your nominal name for it, but everybody makes their own version. The Summit is from TAC. Same idea. These are the Wrapped X from Q2i, the Ultra branded versions. They're the same as any Q2i Wrapped X vane. I actually really like these. Of course, you got Blazers. You have the Bohning Black Sky vane, which is a very stiff version. It basically uses the Bohning heat vane material in a Blazer style cut. I think that is still the #1 vane. I really do. You can fletch them at a 3 fletch. If you want some serious drag, you can fletch them at a 4 fletch. But I really feel that overall, that style of high profile vane as an all around everything vane, indoors, outdoors, 3D, hunting, whatever you want to do with it, I think it is still king. I keep trying other stuff. I keep coming back to it. And it just ends up still being the best. So after your 2-inch high profile vein comes what I consider your niche categories, like your 2.1 and your 2 1/4. So your 2 1/4 is your tack driver vein. Your 2.1 is like your Fusion X2 vein from Q2i. There's also probably a Bohning vein in there that I'm completely blanking on at this current time. They're not going to be high profile. They're going to be more of what I would consider to be a mid profile. So a high profile vein, I'm going to get off in the weeds with some numbers here on you, but like your Blazer's like an 0.55, 0.54, somewhere in there. Your Raptex is going to be an 0.53, or excuse me, a 0.53, somewhere in there. Same with your Blazer, 0.54, 0.55. That's, you know, half inch, right? It's a pretty tall vein. Then you get into your mid profile, which is going to be in your high 4s, like your 4 to about 4.9. In terms of your profile height. I think your tacks, so tacks are a bugger to stick if you're not careful with them. I got a lot of shop shooters for me that shoot tacks in a 3 fletch or a 4 fletch. Sometimes it's great success, sometimes it's kind of a bugger. It's a little bit of a learning curve. I shot tacks last year on my 3D arrows for the IBO. I shot them in a 3 fletch, the 2 1/4s, the tack drivers, and they performed really well. Very stiff, very quiet. I think they make a great hunting vein. And they are all the rage right now. Levi Morgan shoots them, wins tournaments, kills things. Everybody's shooting them, it seems like. And they're a great overall vein. I won't knock it at all. However, just based on the fact of the stickability, when I say stickability, you know, if you're not used to fletching arrows, it can be kind of a pain in the butt. You got to use their specific primer pen, their specific glue, although their specific glue can work with all veins, not just tacks. It does kind of give it just a slight downgrade in terms of it being for the beginning user of fletching your own arrows. So I would stick with like the Q2i, the Fusion X2 veins, which I shot indoors in a 4 fletch this year. Like I said, there's a Bohning vein I'm completely blanking on right now, but that would be your 2.1 to 2 1/4. Then you get like your Bohning heat veins and your lower profile vein. It's like your Bohning Zen vein, your Fusion X2 SLs from Q2i, your tack veins that are your Summit, which are about the same, but I consider them just slightly lower profile as the tack drivers. They just have less on the back end. They're that shield cut look. That's where you're going to want to start looking at a 4 fletch. I think they're really good veins for it, but you're just not going to have enough fletch on the back end of a big arrow. So this is a Ultra Centrum 27 Premier. I get away with the high profile vein. If I'm going to shoot this in a lower profile vein, I got to go with a 4 fletch. Just not enough fletching on the back end to make it work in a lower profile vein. So same thing would be true of a 23, a 25, a 26 diameter arrow. You could probably, I'm pretty sure it's inhaled to that. Yummy. You could definitely get away with only 3 fletch on a standard diameter arrow with field points for target purposes, you know, a 245, 246, something like that, or a 166 or a 204. You can definitely get away with a 3 fletch and a lower profile vein like that. I've been really enjoying Q2i veins. They don't require any prep, although I do still whack them with the primer pen. For some reason, I just seem to get just like iron on adhesion. I mean, it's just phenomenal, the adhesion I've been getting with Q2i this year. So I started running them in indoor. I've been running them all through, and I've got to have my hunting arrows fletched up this fall with them as well. Also in a 4 fletch, the lower profile guys. That's just an aesthetic thing, because I think 4 fletch is more inherently better than 3 fletch. I think 3 fletch in the right application with the right vein is great. Same thing with 4 fletch. When you start getting to your 2.5 inch fletchings up to your 3 inch fletchings, now you're starting to get back into what I would consider old school fletchings. And I really think Bohning dominates this market in a 2.5 to a 3 inch. Now there is like the Bohning X vein, the Bohning X3 vein. I don't like the shorter Bohning X3 veins because they're really low profile, like super low profile. Like you're definitely gonna need a 4 fletch even in like a standard diameter arrow just for them to control anything. So like your Bohning Bronco vein, classic parabolic style vein in that 3 inch category. I shot that for indoor a couple years ago at Lancaster on some Easton aluminum arrows. That style of vein and that area vein has been dominated by Easton for a long time. Their heat veins are really good vein. It's low profile, very stiff, right? Again, a 4 fletch for target or for hunting. But anything from that category, I really like looking at the old school companies because they like Easton, Q2i to an extent, Bohning of course, but that 3 inch vein, that 2.5, 3 inch vein, if you're getting to that length, you're really doing it for aesthetic purposes. You don't need a vein that long anymore. We've discovered with the short high profile stuff that it's really not the length of the vein, it's the height of the vein that really matters when it comes to steering. fixed blade broadheads, mechanicals, or field points for target, whatever. And so if you like the aesthetics of it, the aesthetics of the old school companies are going to have all the veins you're looking for. So Bohning's going to make them. Easton, in collaboration with Bohning's, definitely going to make them. Q2i has the shield cut looks, obviously. But yeah, any sort of that longer kind of aesthetic profile vein, if you really like that, I would definitely go with a Bohning product. But anyways, that's all for this video. I'm going to get back to judging and shooting. I got the RBD, the second leg, up here in Pennsylvania. If you're in the Northeast, I cannot stress this enough. If you're in the Northeast and you want to come check out the best known distance money shoot that literally you can find in the Northeast part of the country, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Ohio, if you're here, it's worth the drive. I'm talking like ASA national event worth the drive. I'm being serious when I say that. Some of the toughest courses you'll ever shoot, but also some of the best money you will ever shoot for. It rivals a national event, beats all the IBO national events, for sure. I mean, you're talking like your fifth flight, because it's flighted, kind of like Vegas. Not kind of, it is like Vegas. You could be shooting against people in your own skill level, whether you shoot it open, max 50-yard setup, or a 40-yard hunter setup. Come shoot the RBD. Absolutely massive. Come do it. But yeah, I'm getting ready for that. Keystone is next weekend, and I've got almost no arrows under my belt the past couple of weeks. We're getting the website ready, averagearchery.com. Again, if you're looking for any of your bow hunting, target archery needs, I know we're not Lancaster, we're not MFJJ, I don't have enough hair for that. But if you're looking to support a local shop, if you're in Pennsylvania, if you're looking just to support a shop across the country in general, averagearchery.com, ship anywhere in the lower 48. Come check us out. But that's all for this video. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. Send us a message on Facebook, Instagram. You can contact us through the website, averagearchery.com. You can send us an email directly, averagearchery@gmail.com. Like I said, if you're in the central Pennsylvania area, 21 North Front Street in Phillipsburg, PA, you're welcome to come down and check out our retail store location. Happy to make you a local customer and call Average Ag Archery your home shop. We'll be able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation and fletch your arrows any way you would like. Any color you want, any schema you want, I don't care. And we'll get to see you next time.